Hey y'all, I'm Sabrina. I'm a homeschool mom and I like for things to be streamlined as much as they can be. But I have found that in our homeschool, it doesn't quite work like that. We got to use a little of this and a little of that to make it all work. And one thing that we've been using for math over the last few years is teaching textbooks. Now, I've gotten some questions about the program, especially from newer homeschoolers, so I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about that in today's video. A big thank you to Teaching Textbooks for sponsoring today's video and for partnering with me on a giveaway. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you know I love doing a giveaway. I love doing them. I love entering them. I think I've won like 4 or 5 in the last year or so. I just think they're fun, and I can't wait to see which of you wins 12 months of a teaching textbooks course level. So keep watching to see how you can enter in that giveaway. So what is teaching textbooks? It's a digital math course, and they've been around for a while. They had discs. We've never used the discs before, but they keep upgrading. So I love that. They listen to people's feedback and they keep up with meeting families' needs. We've done their online version and now we're doing their 4.0 app, which works on all devices. We use it on a Chromebook and you don't even need to have the internet access to do the lesson, which I think is great, especially if you're doing school on the go. It just makes things flow a little easier. Also, I've heard that some families don't really love doing online programs because they feel their kids get distracted by other websites like YouTube. But if they don't have access to it and you turn that off, then they can just focus on their math on the app. So I think that's a really great feature. I would note though that you would want to connect it to the internet every so often just so that it can update your child's progress in their digital course book, which I will share a little bit more about in a minute. The other question I get asked is, what levels is it for? Not all math programs go through high school, but this one starts at math 3, which is around grade 3. We started it at the end of 2nd grade with my youngest, and it goes into high school, pre-calculus. So you can stay with this program for a while. And so far we've done math 3, math 4, math 5, and we're going to be doing math 6 with my 6th grader this year. So I feel like we've been able to stay with this program for a while because it's so user-friendly. I am quick to switch something up if it doesn't work for us or continue to work for us. I just am, but this has continued to work with us because it works for both my kids and myself. So teaching textbooks teaches the kids the lessons. They have a lecture. It walks them through it. They have example problems. It walks them through the example problems before moving into the lesson where they start doing the problems, but they're still helped along the way with hints if they would like. They also have a chance to try many of the problems again. They also show them how to solve the problem correctly if they get it incorrect. I ask my guys to make sure they watch for the solve if they get an answer incorrect. Or if they guessed an answer and they're not quite sure how they got it, they still have the option to watch how to solve for the problem. So I ask my boys to do that, and I love this instant feedback. It is much better for their independent work for them to have that than them doing a worksheet, bringing it to me, and then I'm seeing, where they keep missing a step in the process of solving for the equation. This way it's instant and they know, and it causes a lot less frustration. So I really appreciate that feature, and they do too. In addition to having that instant feedback, they really like that they can customize their view. So they can change their backgrounds, they can choose buddies and stickers, and it just makes it more engaging and fun for them to do math. They've also noted that they like that there's a keypad on the screen. So they don't have to use the keypad on the device because they use Chromebooks, so they can fold it back and it's a tablet. So they can just use the keypad on the screen. That's nice. As well as the scratch pad mode. So they can do their problems on the screen. With a tablet, you can use a stylus or you can use a mouse. In the past, I have had them, before they had this option, work out their problems on a grid paper and a notebook of grid paper, and that worked. I've also printed out the lessons for them, and they've done it, worked out problems along with the lecture and the lesson. And that has worked well for us too. For the most part now, they just do it on the scratch pad. But because they can't print out their work through on the scratch pad, I ask them if we're struggling with a concept to write it down on paper so that I can see where I can help with that. And teaching textbooks makes it really easy for me to know when I need to jump in. Because it grades them, I ask my kids, this is just what we do in our house, I ask them to let me know, hey, if you get below a 90, come tell me, and then we're gonna look at those problems. I can see those problems in my parent portal. So if I log in to the parent portal, I can see their progress, I can see their overall grade, which I think is a newer feature. I can see their grades for each lesson. I can see what problems they got correct, which problems they were able to attempt again, which problems they watched how to solve for. And that I can, stay on them too if I see that they're not watching how to solve the problem, especially if they've gotten something incorrect. So we've been doing it for a couple of years now. It's more of an automatic thing, but that is something we, talked about in the beginning, and I was able to see that on the parent portal side. So it tracks a lot in there for me. It does a lot of work for me, and I really appreciate that. They make it really easy to use, and I think that's why we've been able to be so consistent with it. So some other things I wanted to note about teaching textbooks and why I feel like we've been able to stay with it is because my kids can do it independently, then they can move at their own pace. This has helped them to feel successful and confident in their learning, which is major in our homeschool. I also like that they take a spiral approach, which I think really keeps my kids engaged. When we've done more of a mastery approach where we've worked on concepts for a very, very long time, they get bored and burnt out. But with the spiral approach, to me, that's more of them learning new concepts, being introduced to new concepts and reviewing. And each time they go back to that concept, they learn a little bit more and they go a little bit deeper and they build on their skills. And that has worked really well for us. Again, that keeps them engaged and from being burnt out. So if you want to learn more about their take on a spiral approach, I'll make sure I put the website in the description below and you can check that out. The other thing that I haven't taken advantage of yet, but I know it's there and I want you to know it's there, is that they have great customer support and they offer over the phone tutoring for free. That's amazing. And that is a great resource. So I definitely have that in the back of my mind for when we need it. And I wanted to share that. The other thing is that they support families so much with that. And the other way I think they support families is in the affordability of the program. Math programs can be very expensive. Like, it's crazy how expensive some of these math programs can be. But since we've been using it, I haven't seen the price go up. Some of the lower levels, the ones that we've used are around $43. I think the highest one, like pre-calculus, is $67. Again, this is for 12 months, a year of math curriculum. And if you have multiple children, like I think between 4 and 8 children, they cap it. You don't pay more than $199 for 12 months of access to a level that you need for your kids. So that's amazing. That's crazy. For me, it's cheaper for me to buy 2 levels of teaching textbooks than it is 1 level of other math programs that we've used. And it just really works for us. Again, that's all we've been able to be consistent with it. It supports us in so many different ways. The other thing I wanted to share is the pause feature. Now, most of us have to school for 180 or 185 days, but you have time to get through teaching textbooks within a school year. But if you need a little more time, vacation, illness, you need to sit with a concept a little longer, you need to take a break from math, you need to take a break from homeschool. There's a pause feature for up to 90 days, and we've taken advantage of that. You have to pause it for a week at a time, but that works perfect, especially for vacations and, upcoming things that you're going to be taking a break from doing math for a while. So the pause feature is awesome. It stops that countdown on the 12 months that you have. Now, if you want to try teaching textbooks, they do have placement tests that you can take. You can also do a free trial of a level, and it's for 15 lessons, and there's not a time period on the trial. I don't even think you have to enter card information, which is great. And if you decide to purchase, your child doesn't have to start over those 15 lessons. It keeps their progress and they just continue on lesson 16 and the quizzes and all that. And again, it just saves their progress, which is really nice. So even better, if you want to win 12 months of access to a teaching textbooks course level, please enter the giveaway below. I'll have the details in the description, but when you click on the link, it's going to take you to another website, and there you'll see how you can enter to win. One way is by subscribing to my channel. We'll get you an entry if you're not already. There's a few other things like signing up for a free trial of teaching textbooks. That'll get you a couple of entries as well. So I'm looking forward to see who's going to win. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already. That's one way to enter, and I will chat with you soon. All right, guys, bye.